Hello and welcome to Cloudforest Vibes. So today I have a really exciting unboxing. This is a package I have from Andy's Orchids. I love Andy's Orchids. It is probably hands down my favorite distributor within the United States. He's a species specialist. He literally has, I think, over 7,000 species in stock all times, and it's just the best place you can shop. Really, honestly, there's nothing like Andy's Orchids. So if you guys don't know about it, please check it out, andysorchids.com. He's a really good guy. I've spoken to him several times on the phone. As a matter of fact, before I ordered this, I had this order in my cart, most of it for the better part of a month, and I called Andy because I searched an orchid online, thanks to Lynn. So Lynn, this goes to you. I searched an orchid online, and one of the places I found it, one of the only places I found it, was Andy's Orchids. However, it wasn't in stock. It was a please call item. So if you ever go on his website, you'll see certain orchids that may be listed that might not be available, or certain versions of orchids, you know, species or specimen sized plants, you know, different mounts, different potted orchids, or whatever they may be, different versions of the same orchid, and sometimes they're not always available. Sometimes you have to call. So I put in a call, and Andy called me back about a week later, and we spoke for about 10-15 minutes. Again, I said he's a really good guy. He's always willing to chat with you about orchids when he has time. He'll always call you back, and if you're looking for something, he almost always has it. I can tell you that from experience. I've found some really unique, really special and rare plants from Andy, and I will always be a very loyal customer to him. He's always prompt with his shipments. They're always well packaged, and the plants are always just amazing. So I actually can't believe I haven't done an Andy's unboxing already, but if you can't tell, again, I'm very excited. So let's get to it, and you guys can see exactly what I got. Like I said, Andy's plants are always in good shape when they come. I'm not even concerned about it, and I already know how it's going to be packaged, and it's going to be packaged incredibly. Look at that, we got a little teaser going on. So we'll start digging. So back, now I've got a container, and we have something to do this, but gotta be careful. Very careful. So the first plant we're going to pull out, you know what, I'm going to do this differently. I know I just gave a tease, but I'm going to go ahead and get these all pulled out of here, and then we're going to come back and talk about them. So a little teaser, if that's what I think it is, that might be a flower spike. So we'll be right back. Alright, so I am back. I have everything unboxed, and I actually had to take a minute because I am still kind of in a state of shock, really. These plants far exceeded my expectations, so let's just get right into it. I mean, this is Andy's Orchids, so every single time I order plants from Andy's, every single time, he literally exceeds my expectations. So starting from this side, part of the Lynn Smith influence in this box, and there's two parts. This is the first one, and this is a Dracula. This is Dracula Gasca Liana. I've never seen that before. There's not a whole lot of information on that, honestly, online. There's conflicting information because I guess it's gone under the name of two plants for kind of quite a while. So, small Dracula. It's not supposed to have more than 5 or 6 inch leaves. This plant came with 2 spikes on it. Look at this, 1 and 2, and much to my surprise, they're pushing straight up. So this media does look a bit worn. It's got this, I guess, liverwort or something growing on the top of it, which is really awesome. That's going to get plucked off of there and go in the propagation little container that I have for the moss. But it's potted in pure sphagnum, so that's going to have to change very soon before we have any negative impact on the plant base or the roots. But this thing has 1, 2, 3, 4, at least five new growths on it right now, and some leaves here that are young size that still look like they're maturing. So a very healthy plant, and in spike. We've got 2 spikes, so I will be thrilled if we can get them to hang in there. I'm not going to hold my breath, but that would just be so awesome. So, first plant, Dracula, Gasca, Liana, and again, just marvelous. Wonderful, wonderful plant from Andes. The second plant we have here is actually, believe it or not, look at how big this thing is. This is a Lipanthes. This is a species I've been after for quite a while. I've seen it pop up, you know, here and there every once in a while, and I always miss out. I always miss out on this damn plant. So, excuse me. But we have Lipanthes auriculata, and this is a great one. It's intermediate. It's a shade growing plant. Really should be pretty easy to care for. I'm going to have to get it off this stick because this is going to live with the other Lipanthes in the tank. But it's just a neat plant. This one isn't in bloom, but this one has a bud on it right there and right there. So another plant that came in spike. I probably feel like these will probably bloom anytime in the next couple days. So I'll keep you posted. Really neat bloom, yellow. I can probably throw a picture up of that. I'll do that in the Dracula as well if I haven't already. And exciting. It's got new growth right here, and looks like some nice roots. It's a little dry, so we're gonna have to get some water on that immediately, but very healthy plant, and I'm just over the moon about it. And again, that is, believe it or not, that is a Lipanthes. So they're not all micro, they're not all tiny. So really, really neat. The next plant we have here is a Laelia. This is Laelia Diana Cerulea. And this, I saw the bloom and I didn't even care what the conditions were. I didn't care what it was. I had to have it. I do not have enough purple, like deep purple, in my collection. And Roger actually just got his Atropurpurea to flower after a very long battle with the plant. And after seeing that, I kind of made my mind up. I was looking for more purple and just kind of that kind of bloom. And I think I've gotten really close in a miniature. So I'll throw a picture up of this because it's just marvelous again. Another really healthy plant. We've got nice healthy roots all over this stick, and a new growth coming on right here. So exciting. And that is again Laelia Diana Cerulea. It's an intermediate to warm grower. It says here it likes to grow moist. I'm going to have to check in on that more. Perhaps it does. Perhaps it grows more like the Laelia pumila that we have. I wouldn't be surprised, being a miniature, it might grow much lower down in the canopy or in the forest. It's got really stiff, almost succulent leaves to it. Really interesting plant. So I'm going to have to dig in and do my research. But it says shade to bright, intermediate warm conditions, and it's a moist loving Laelia. So definitely a different plant. Kind of an oddball, which you already know is my thing, and I just look forward to seeing what we can do with this plant. So that is Laelia Cerulea. And on the orchid list, because I have one more plant in the grow room right now that I'd love to show you here, but believe it or not, it's too big. I cannot film it here, so we're going to have to go in the grow room once we take these in for their watering, and I will go ahead and show you that plant. But Lynn Smith, I want you to know right now, this one's for you. It was absolute hell finding this plant. It took me several weeks, but after seeing yours, I absolutely had to have it. Again, you recommended it, so I have to thank you for that. It was a real fun time hunting this thing down and trying to get it in my collection. And I'm so happy and so proud to say that I finally was able to do that. So, without further ado, this is my brand new Dendrobium Hemi Milano Glossop. And it came in flower. 2 opened up, it's got 4 more to go, and it looks like a spike's already gone. So this plant, healthy, it's got 2 brand new growths coming on right here, stick mounted. Oh my gosh, thank you so much again, Lynn. Thank you. I am so thrilled about this thing. You can't see, but once we get in there maybe you will, but absolutely jet black lip. I mean, that thing is so spectacular. I don't notice a scent on this, but yeah, it has been in a box for 2 days, so let's get some light to it. And yeah, again, I can't thank you enough, Lynn, for recommending this plant. I am so pleased. And Andy, man, look at that. This was the plant I had to call and ask for. It wasn't necessarily available, but he was able to let one go for me, and I greatly appreciate it. And again, please check out Andy's Orchids. He's out of California. It's andysorchids.com. And I mean, trust me, you will not be sorry. Just look at this. So, that's the orchids. And I have one more thing to share with you guys. So, let's go ahead and get in the grow room. We're going to give these guys a quick watering. Not this, because this is already wet. We don't need to water that. But the sticks, we're going to get them nice and wet and spray them down. Get the Dracula hung up next to its cousin in there, and I will show you what else we got. So we're back here. I've got the plants in here, and I wanted to share with you guys my last plant. Remember, I said it's not an orchid. So we're going to have to pan around. This is my last plant. This is Tillandsia usinoides, or Spanish moss, and I ordered the large bundle expecting it to be about, I don't know, a quarter of this size, maybe half this size, and geez, I mean, this thing is every bit of 3 foot long, over 3 foot long, I'd say, from top to bottom, and just big, thick, lots of things going on here. But the coolest thing that's going on here, for real, is the fact that, I don't know if you can see this or not, I hope you can. Let's focus on this. I don't know if you can see that or not, but all those little green specks, those are flowers. So, another plant that came in bloom from Andy's, and let me tell you what, when I first opened the box, I got hit with this powerful, I mean floral, sweet aroma. And I honestly, for a minute there, thought it was the Dendrobium, but after separating the plants and taking a closer look at them, the smell in the box and the smell that's now filled up this entire room is this Spanish moss. The flowers on this thing are pungent, and they absolutely smell brilliant. I'm so happy I got this, and in such quantity too. So now I have some other remountings I'm going to have to do. I want to take the Dendrophylax Salii Lindinii cross, the other ghost orchid that I have, and I want to mount it in a similar manner to the one that I got from Louisiana Orchid Connection, because it's on Spanish moss, and I just love the way it looks. So I'm going to take both of those. The Louisiana Orchid Connection, I'm going to take it off of the cedar plank, put it on a piece of cork, and put Spanish moss, the same Spanish moss on it that is there now, back on it, maybe add some of this. I'm going to do the same thing with the other ghost orchid that I have, and potentially a few others, because it's just awesome. And now I have so much of it. I'm going to hang this up in here for now, but it's going to block out too much light if I just leave it in one spot. So honestly, it's going to get split up, and now I have a whole ton of awesome Tillandsia usinoides, or Spanish moss, to play with. And I'm just thrilled about that. This is my first go at Spanish moss. It seems to grow really easy so far, so I'm really happy to have this, and again, I cannot believe how powerfully scented this plant is. I had no idea. So let's get back to these orchids. So as is tradition, we already established we're not going to go ahead and water this, but I just propped it up here so we could look at it again. And it's all glory. I mean, 2 wonderful flower spikes. And I really hope they hang in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but this liverwort, again, looks awesome. And that may be coming out and getting propagated because it's hard to find here where I live in the woods. And I would love to have some of that going for terrariums and other things like that we can talk about in the future. We're going to go ahead. We've already sprayed them down once. What I like to do when I get my plants from Andy's is, especially when they're on the stick mount, is I really give them a good watering. I'll spray them down 2, maybe even 3 times. Make sure the wood soaks up a lot of moisture and make sure the plants get very well hydrated after their trip, because it's a long way to get from California to Virginia. I don't care if it's on a plane. So, having that said, you already know we're going for the CalMag. Give them a nice dose of CalMag immediately. Any new arrival gets CalMag first day. Always, always, always. And we're going to go ahead and also give them a spot of kelp. I swear by Kelp Max. That is first raised Kelp Max. And I've tried the K-Lite fertilizer. I've tried, you know, some of the other stuff. I'm not crazy about the fertilizer. I prefer the MSU formula. I really wish he would come back out with that. But the first raised K-Lite is good for certain applications. I don't use it. I don't use it any longer. Anyhow, having that said, first raised Kelp Max is second to none. It is absolutely the best kelp product that you can find. I stand by it. I swear by it. I absolutely love it. He's really into nutrition and he's really got a different mindset in feeding in a lot of aspects. But the Kelp Max is amazing, amazing, amazing. I love it. I swear by it. It is the absolute only seaweed supplement that I will use with my plants. So that's it for today. I just wanted to show you these guys, and I think before we leave, I think what we're going to have to do is get a closer look at this in the better light. And we're going to close out with my special Dendrobium that was recommended to me by my dear friend Lynn. So I think this is going to be the best way we could possibly close this video out. Looking at this amazing new Dendrobium Hemi Milano Glossop. Lynn, thank you so much again for this suggestion. Again, it was such a thrill, so much fun trying to find this plant. Andy, thank you so much for giving me one of these orchids out of your stock. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that's Dendrobium Hemi Milano Glossop. And that is my video for today. So until next time, thank you so much to everybody who watches and has subscribed. I really do appreciate you. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and I hope you guys are enjoying my ever expanding collection. And until next time, happy growing.